Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, October 5th. September is gone. Fall is here. And here we are, the first weekend in October. If you are joining me for the first time, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies, and right now I'm focusing mostly on cross stitch, a little bit of sewing, maybe one day some quilting. I bought a quilt pattern, and I've got a quilt mystery box that I recently acquired. So I was starting to get that quilting bug. And then I also like to do paper crafting, card making, treat boxes, gift card holders, tags, that kind of thing. It's been 2 weeks since you've seen me last. Last weekend was our benefit auction for my work. Went well. It is an outdoor venue, but it has one of those big tents, and it was nice, and it wasn't too cold. I didn't bring a jacket because it was a really warm day that day, and I was fine. But being outside, that means the bank was outside, and that means I was outside, not under the tent. So like the papers were getting very damp because it's on a golf course, so papers were getting damp, and my pad on the computer I was using wasn't working very well because it was damp, and so it was not ideal in that sense. But it was well attended. Everybody had a great time. We used a brand new computer program that went well. So it kind of reinvigorated me just a little bit about work auctions. So it was fine. This week was just a regular week, and did some working. Wednesday was an entire office cleaning day. So everybody, you came in the morning and you got whatever work done you wanted to get done or needed to get done, and then you could just start cleaning. So some of us started cleaning right away, some of us got a little bit done, then started cleaning, but the whole day was spent cleaning. And it's not done. When you take a building that's been there since 1969 and a lot of stuff gets like tucked in the corner and you forget that it's there, it's going to take a long time to get it where it needs to be. So I spent all day Wednesday cleaning. It ruined my manicure, which you will see because I haven't had a chance to do anything with it. All day Wednesday, a good chunk of the afternoon on Thursday, and most of the day yesterday I was spent cleaning my office, and it's still not done. We pulled filing cabinets out of my office and moved them into another office, pulled filing cabinets from that office into my office, and you might ask, well, that's done. Why? Well, the accountant moved out of my office, so now my office, it's just me for the time being, and it was easier to move the full filing cabinets into her office than to transfer, and her cabinets had more space than mine did, or than theirs did in that office, so we just kind of swapped cabinets. She still has a lot of files to get out of there, but for the time being it's okay, and I was able to kind of reorganize. I had one of our volunteers come in to help me because she knew about what was needed for what needed to be kept out of the, what do we do with this pile. So I had her come in to help me yesterday afternoon, and we got a lot done in an hour. So I think Monday when I go back in, I can spend a few hours in the afternoon and just finish cleaning it, finish packing the things up that we found that need to be probably in storage, and be done with it until the next cleaning day, because then there's another room that needs to be cleaned. There's actually several rooms that need to be cleaned. So that's kind of where we are with that. And and I got some stitching done, but I have to say I kind of felt like I lost my stitchy mojo just a little bit. I didn't get much stitching done at all last week. I'm sorry, the dog is in here, so if you hear a noise and it's not the air conditioner, it's the dog. He's chewing on a toy. He's not barking. It's totally fine. Anyway, so I got some stitching done. I went to the craft fair the day after our auction, so last Sunday with my mom. I didn't sell anything. I did not have time to prepare anything. I didn't have the bandwidth to prepare anything. It's fine. But I sat there and I stitched and kept her company. Sorry, the dog. I don't have him outside, and I don't have that open because the door open because the neighbors behind us are having a party, and I don't want the noise from their party to interfere with the video, so it's just he and I in here. I also so I made quite a bit of progress on my one piece that I'll show you, and I did stitch, but I think the reason I lost my stitchy mojo is I bought a 1,000-piece puzzle while we were on vacation, and then I bought a puzzle board, and it's very cool because it's on a Lazy Susan, so it spins, and it has 4 drawers that you can stick puzzle pieces in that you're not using. So usually in the morning I'm putting some pieces in. Last thing before I go to bed I'm putting pieces in. When I come home I'm putting pieces in. So I'm not stitching during those times. But I still feel like over the 2 weeks I got something accomplished. Quite a bit, actually. Just not as much as if I didn't have a huge puzzle that I'm working on. It will probably get finished. If not this weekend, it'll get finished by this week, and then I'll be back to normal. I'm wanting to work on my finishing, so we'll see what my husband wants to do tomorrow. If he goes to the movies, I might bust out the sewing machine and finish some of these pillows. There's the one set, the snowball. I might try to buy some snowflake fabric for the back of that one. So those might have to wait till the next finishing session, but we'll see. Okay, no finishes, a little bit of haul, and that is about it. One moment. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. And these are in no particular order. Did I pull out? I don't think I worked on the same piece twice, but I did work on one piece two stitchy sessions. So, meaning like maybe 2 days. This one I haven't pulled out in a long time. So I am working on Falling by Plum Street Samplers. Wanting it for the pilgrims and then the sweet turkey. I'm stitching this on 40 count platinum linen with the called for flosses, which are super pretty, very fall-like. And here is where I'm at. So I finished these leaves here and this one. Not a lot done, but you know, it's 40 count and it was giving me the business, so I did have to rip some stuff out. But I like it. I love the fall colors. The orange, it's 2 different oranges. Copper, which has kind of the orange and the browns in it. And roasted figs, which is the darker color. And chrysanthemum, which that has some pinks in it. So very, very similar in tones, these 3, but different. the dog sees something, but I don't know what he sees. So it's done. Yeah, see, horrible, horrible manicure. Look at that. This one I haven't pulled out in a really, really long time, and I love it, and I'm not sure why I stopped. I think I started this about this time last year, and I think it just, like, I got a little burnt out by stitching Halloween, and I might have messed up with the pant leg a little bit, so that might have been part of it. But this is last year's Patreon, Teresa Kogut Patreon, Tier 4, We All Scream. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Halloween. Now, the called for on this, I am not sure. She doesn't list the called fors on these charts, and I think it's because it's just they're not stitched. There's no stitched models. So I am stitching this on 30 count Sanguine by Weeks Dye Works. And this is where I'm at. So I got the pant leg done, one pant leg. I just need to add the darker green polka dot. And I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed some of this stuff down here. Maybe the problem for me is that it seems a little, because it's 30 count, I kind of wish I had done it on a 40 count, but as I was stitching it, I thought, ooh, with the right color, like Halloween plaid or fall plaid fabric that pulls these colors out, make a pillow out of it, it'd be really cute. It would be a bigger pillow, like, you know, one that you put on a chair, or, you know, something like that. And of course I'm using the called for colors, which are all DMCs. So it was fun. Sorry, the dog. So that was fun. And then Monday when I was off, I pulled this guy out. And I made quite a bit of progress on this one. I am stitching this on, stitching this on 36 count Old Fashioned is the color by Fortnite Fabrics. It's linen. So it's got a little bit of a purpley tone to it, purpley gray. Love it. And that's where I'm at. So I pretty much finished filling in the interior of the carriage and the top of the carriage, and now I just have to do is add the flowers to that vine and then finish the lower half of the carriage and the wheels, and it will be done. And I think there's a top hat there. It's a ghost that's the driver, and he's the reason I know he's a ghost is because he just has a top hat on. So I am loving it on this fabric, and I will be framing this one. So I would love for it to be a finish this October so that I can get it framed and ready to go for next Halloween. Just love it. So it was a lot of fun. And then of course the called for fabrics, mostly weeks with one Gentle Arts. Very pretty muted fall color palette. This could be my next Friday focus piece, maybe. Oh, pattern. And then this is the one that I did at the fair or the craft show. The reason I pulled this one out to take with me is it's stitched on the called for, which is 25 count Monaco, and it is the monthly weigh in November. And so I finished the scale, a lot of fill-in, took a lot of time. I was there from 11 to 6, and I stitched on this 90% of the time, maybe 80% of the time. Oh, hello. Oh, this is Gunner. Yes, good job. Good job. So sorry. Ugh. He slobbers. It's gross. Anyways. So now that I've got that beast done, I will pick this up again and I will start working on the surrounding things. So the acorns and the cake plate and that kind of that stuff. And hopefully it'll be done by the end of the month. If I can pick it up and work on it every week, I should get really close to having it done before Thanksgiving, so at least I can have it finished and on my board. Called for Floss, because this was the monthly stitch that I got through Fat Quarter Shop. Every month they would send the chart and the floss, and then you had to buy the fabric separate, and I bought the called for, which was 25 or 28 count tea dyed Monaco. I have them all, the ones that are not done, in this bag, so that when I'm done with one, I can pull out the next one. All of the fabric is pre-cut. It really is a just grab and go bag, and that's what I tend to do. Okay. I got a little bit done on the Halloween Quaker. Called for because I got the finishing kit, and the finishing kit came with the finishing fabric, the fabric and the wool square and the trim. And I'm stitching mine on 36 count Winter Brew by R&R. And I love it. So I finished this motif here, I believe. I don't think I have anything else. Hold on. Oh, no, I didn't. I lied. I have to finish the orange in the center of this one here. Almost done with that. Almost done with the tree. And then I started the candy. This is a candy right here. So what I do is I just take the floss and I move around until all the floss is gone. I have a little bit here. I can probably get that done with that amount, maybe. There's not a lot of white on this piece, so I may wait to pull the white out until I have more to stitch. But I love it. I would really love to have this one done, so I think I need to pull this one out a little bit more frequently, because that would be really fun to have that done and ready to go for this Halloween. my Friday focus. So last week, I don't think I stitched on my Friday focus. I don't remember, but I did pull it out for this week. And I am stitching Be Thankful from last year's Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. By the way, I did get my magazine. It's not in there, but I did get it. I don't know if I told you guys that last time. So anyways, I'm finishing this one up. I wanted this one done so I could have it finished for this Thanksgiving. I'm using the Called For Floss, and I am stitching this on a 46 count oat Bristol linen by Artiste, which I believe I picked up from Hobby Lobby. So yesterday, I apologize if you can hear the dog chewing on a toy. So I finished the yellow tail feathers, the purple tail feathers, and the black on his hat. And then I came up here and started working on bringing that border over across the top. Let's see. I just love him so much. Probably not this next Friday, but maybe the Friday after, unless I pull this out midweek as well. And then it would be fun to have it a finish for, you know, I would just like to get it done. I'm at the point with that piece where I'm like, ooh, let's just get it done. I worked on When Witches Go Riding by Brenda Gervais. I am stitching this on 40 count vintage country mocha. Called For Floss. And this is where I'm at. So I have their cheeks left to do, and I have the witch up in this corner to do. But I'm almost done with this one, and then I can move on to the next one. Now, what I haven't decided yet, and I've got to decide soon. Okay, sorry about that. I asked my son, I went to go pick him up today. He has Liberty. So I went to go pick him up, and I told him, I said, I'm going to be in my room. Just text me when you leave. Make sure you lock the front door behind you. He comes out. So, whatever. He's home today, and then he comes home and done with training, his initial training on Wednesday. We go pick him up on Wednesday, and then he's done, and he has his assignment. He is right. He will be stationed very close to home, so we're very, very happy about that. He could ride his bike there if he had to. So, anyways, if you hear not only the air conditioner and the dog, but if you hear a loud engine type noise, this weekend is the Pacific Air Show in Huntington Beach, and I am in between the Joint Forces Training Base and the Long Beach Airport, and so the jets are landing at Long Beach, and the helicopters are landing at the Joint Training Base. Sometimes I get to see them from the backyard, not very often, but I definitely get to hear them. So if you hear the loud noises, that's why. And right now they're taking off or coming. I think they're taking off, so it must be their turn. So anyways, back to when witches go writing. For those of you that are new here, my son is a Marine. So he went through basic training. He's been gone since March, San Diego and Oceanside, and he's coming home. So we're excited about that. I see this picture of them in the bowl, and I love the little pillows. I also can see this with a frame around it, and like three pictures, like three sections, and framed. So I haven't quite decided what I want to do. I probably should decide soon, because when this is done, then I have to decide if I'm going to do the border. Then I need to design the border and figure that out, and then move on to the next one. Honestly, because I'm a little impatient, the pillows will probably win out. But it's really quite cute. I'm enjoying every stitch of this one too. Of course, most of her things I love to stitch. The sampler I pulled out this in the last 2 weeks was Red Bird Sampler, again by Brenda Gervais. This one is very close to a finish. I just have, I think, this left to do, and I think that rose there. We'll see what it looks like. Oh no, I have this left to do to this flower. I love the brightness of these colors. I'm stitching it with the called for flosses, and this is 32 count Belfast linen. I don't know if Belfast is a color, but this is the linen. So it's really quite tan. That is a really good representation of what it is. So I worked on this section. So it's more than halfway done. This could also be a Friday focus. I will frame this and probably hang it out here. But I love the colors. It's so vibrant. I'm trying to work on a sampler every week. The next one I start, maybe this is a new start. This is in my Goose design project bag that I picked up. It came in, look at how cute it is. Cat fur already on it. It's been, man, that cat, she is beautiful, but she sheds. I have to go in and vacuum because it's horrible inside. But Halloween Cauldron. So this is by Primrose Cottage, and it was in their Sip and Stitch box. I picked up the called for fabric separately. They sold it separately. So this is 32 count Stormy Light linen. And that's where I got. So the frog is stitched, and the part of the cauldron is started. this is going to be really cute. This cut of fabric should stitch all of the patterns that were in that box. So we have Halloween Cauldron. We have this one right here. Just a tiny little thing. In fact, that was the mug that came in it. This one right here. Really super cute. It looks like a cauldron. And then we have this one. So this cut of fabric will stitch all of these and more. And then it came with the finishing fabric. So finishing fabric, wool square trim, and then this fabric here, which is really pretty. I love it. Okay. This Stormy Light is very similar to Vintage Country Mocha, but it is gray tones instead of the tan tones. And then it came with the flosses to stitch all of them as well. So I really am enjoying it quite a bit. So I'll have to pull this out as well. I may have to, I can stitch for about 2 hours, maybe up to 3 to 3.5 each evening, depending on when I start, right? I might have to go back to what I used to do when I first started stitching and work an hour or an hour and a half, whatever my stitchy time is for the evening, split it in half and work on 2 different projects, but then you don't get as far. So I don't know what's better. I pulled out the Hometown Sal by Teresa Kogut for her Tier 4 Patreon group. I'm way behind. This isn't even the correct chart. We are actually all the way through here and starting in down here, but I am still stuck. No, I finished this now. I'm now down here. I thought I would just stitch the current month and the month above it that I'm behind on to get caught up, and that seems to be working right now. We'll see. This is the called for flosses. I am using all DMC. I know that she went in and changed some of them to an overdyed. I did not do that, partly because I had already had some of these things stitched, and I just thought it's just going to be all DMC. It will be equally as beautiful, and it will be fine. You will be able to tell here in a moment how behind I am. It's okay. We will get through it. I am stitching this on the called for fabric, which is 40 Count Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit. And here is where I'm at. So the reason I'm behind is that this blue house gave me the business. Like, if I wasn't already invested in this, I probably would have stopped stitching it. I mean, that's how bad it was. I had to rip it out 3 times. I'm hoping that I don't have to rip part of this barn out down here in that lower corner here, because that's next month's piece. Actually, this month's piece on the 15th, and I'm hoping that it finishes out here, because I just kept stitching. I wasn't paying attention. So I dropped down. This is for this month. It's this tree, and then another part of a house starts here, and then there's 2 more pine trees down here. If I can get this tree done and the pine trees done before the 15th, then I can come up here and finish this road. There's a road that comes down, and then I can start working on this and drop down to here and maybe kind of work the 2 months together. And that might help me get caught up. But it's beautiful, and I really don't want to fall too much further behind. I do enjoy this one immensely. Not when I have to rip something out 3 or 4 times, but still, I do really, really enjoy it. It's going to be long and narrow. Now, if you would like to stitch this, you may join the stitch along. That's not a problem. You can only get the charts through the Patreon group. So you would go to Patreon, you would sign up for her tier 4, which I believe is $20. I think that's what I'm paying a month. And then you have access to this. Now, through her Patreon, she has what she calls her secret shop, and it's a password protected store, and she gives you the password. You can go into that store and you can purchase for a very reasonable price past Patreon charts until she releases them out into the world. The Sal, you can go back and you can purchase the missed pages. You will get the current one, which right now, if you were to sign up today, it would be the September chart or section, and then you can go back and purchase January through August, and then that will give you all of the charts, and then you would be caught up, and it would be free, complimentary with your tier 4 membership every month thereafter. This is going to be a 24-month sal, so we will not finish it until December of 2025. So for $1 a page, for $8, you can get caught up, get all the charts, and get caught up. When she is done stitching hers and working out all the kinks in the chart, which that's sometimes the problem, right? Hasn't been so lately, but in the very beginning, that it was a little, for me, I felt it was a little rough going because there was a mistake, and then she had to fix the mistake, and then she wanted to swap out a color, which is all fine and dandy. When hers is done, she's going to send it to the framers. When it's back from the framers, then she will have it printed and she'll be releasing it. So you can also just wait and stitch the front part later and purchase the chart. So that's where I am with that one. Again, I'm enjoying it, unless I mess up too much, but I am enjoying it. Haul. This week, my week's Dye Works Floss Frenzy came in, and the colors are so pretty. You know, it's almost like they go together, even though we're going down the alphabet. This month, it's Island Breeze and Ivy, Jaybird, Juniper, Kentucky Bluegrass, and King Mackerel. And they're just so pretty. I want to stitch a long dog sampler, and I look at these colors and I'm like, ooh, I would love to stitch it in one of these colors, but the problem with that is which color, because I love them all so much. And like these two, Kentucky Bluegrass and Island Breeze, I mean, they are so pretty together. And Ivy and Juniper, again, so pretty together. It's just like they're made for each other. Anyways, that is it for me. If you've made it through the end of this very crazy video, thank you so much. I hope the dog wasn't too loud with His chewing, again, he's content, he's happy, we're good. I apologize for all the interruptions. That seems to be how my Saturdays go these days. If you haven't done so already and you liked what you saw, please take a moment and hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, like the video, comment on the video, share the video. I really do appreciate it. We are moving along and getting new subscribers every week, and I'm so appreciative, and I thank you so much. I set a goal about this time last year to reach 1,000 subscribers, and we hit it by the end of the year, by the end of 2023, by New Year's Eve, and we hit it on Christmas Day. So that was quite fun. I would love, we are at about 1,550 subscribers right now, and I would love to hit 2,000 by December 31st. So again, please, if you haven't done so already, share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload new content. I would really appreciate it. Just see what would happen. If we hit 2,000, regardless of when we hit 2,000, we will do another big giveaway and a 2,000 subscriber celebration. And that's just kind of where my head is right now, as far as the channel is concerned, and subscribers. Have a great rest of the week. I hope if you are in the North Carolina area, I hope that you are all okay. I have a longtime friend that used to live in the Boone, North Carolina area, and I lost track of her years ago. So I've been thinking about her lately, and I'm hoping that she's okay. I see the pictures and my heart breaks. We went there. We went to that area 2 summers ago for our vacation. We drove out to Knoxville, Pigeon Forge area, and then we took a day and we drove it. Well, actually, we took a couple days and we went a little further east, and we went to Asheville, and we toured the Biltmore and spent some time in that part of the country, and it is stunningly beautiful. It is so pretty, especially that drive from Pigeon Forge into Asheville, the I-40. It's just when you think the country can't get any more beautiful, it does. And that's the one thing that I remember. So my heart breaks just a little bit knowing that everybody there has suffered with the hurricane. I currently have a friend that lives in Knoxville, and she just posted on her Facebook that I-40 is closed, going from Pigeon Forge into Asheville, and will be through September. And then there's another freeway I don't know, or highway, I don't know the number, but it will be closed until sometime next year. So the damage is extensive. So just know I'm thinking about you. I hope that you are all safe and that you are all okay. Things are things. They can be replaced. You can't. Make sure that you take care of you and your family. And yeah, fortunately where I am at, we don't have that kind of flooding. We have other things, but we don't have the flooding. So, I don't really know what that's like. I don't even know really what wildfires are like, because I live in the concrete jungle. I don't live where the whole community can go up in a puff of smoke. But I will say that a camp that we own up in the mountains is safe, not in danger as of today of any fire, but a camp that we go to for our retreats that is not our property. We had a little flare up, and it is now under mandatory evacuation for the second time and it is getting closer to that camp. So fingers crossed, because we do have a group of kids that are supposed to be going up in November for a retreat, and hopefully the fire will be out and they will be able to, and the camp will be unharmed, and they will be able to attend. So weather is crazy. That's all I gotta say about it, right? Anyways, have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week ahead. I will see you next week. And until then, happy stitching.